so much in federal spending? Does he try to speak more compassionately about this issue? That is what some Republicans have expressed concerns about. The DOGE effort has gone, in their view, at least too far, or at least they have not messaged it properly. Does Donald Trump have to reframe the discussion over that key issue? Those are all major questions facing Donald Trump at a time where we've seen the public support for some of his policies begin to slip. Will he try to reverse that in this speech? Will he try to appeal for some unity, or will he simply go after Democrats and applaud his own achievements? All major questions here as Donald Trump, in a matter of minutes, will address this House chamber.
You're watching CNN Digital. I'm Boris Sanchez in the Golden Eagle Diner in Bristol, Pennsylvania, in all-important Bucks County, the biggest swing district in the state of Pennsylvania, whose 19 electoral college votes helped deliver the White House for Donald Trump. We are here hosting a focus group, 8 voters, some Democrats, some Republicans, and it is literally about to get started in just moments as we await remarks from President Donald Trump. I'm just showing you the setup here, what it looks like. These voters are split down the middle. Some of them voted for Kamala Harris. Some of them voted for Donald Trump. Some of them are focused on tariffs. Others are more concerned about comportment and the president's message, specifically when it comes to those workers that have been fired by DOGE, when it comes to the deportation of immigrants, when it comes to a number of issues. And I have one key voter with us here. His name is Joe, and he actually participated in a CNN town hall and asked a question of Kamala Harris as an undecided voter last fall. He ultimately decided to vote for President Trump for re-election. Here is Joe now. Joe, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Boris. Thank you so much.
Of course, I want to make sure you fit in the frame. So, Joe, as we're anticipating this speech tonight, what are you looking to hear from President Trump?
So I think at this point, what I'm looking to hear is it's time to get down to brass tacks. Donald Trump won the election in November. He's now the president. We really have to hear what his plan is for this upcoming year, as well as for the 4 years that he's going to be in the White House. This shouldn't be a campaign speech. He doesn't have to run again. He just simply has to get down to it and govern. And I think that's what we need to hear. That's what I'm going to be looking for, is what is his plan for the next 4 years?
Sure. When it comes to what ultimately guided your decision to side with President Trump in the last election, what would you say was the top issue? What guided your decision?
So the economy certainly was the biggest issue for me. I know that myself and a number of the panelists after that event, we were talking about it. And I know that we kind of had this same sentiment of there was not a lot of substance to Vice President Harris's positions. There was a lot of pie in the sky. We'd love to do something about it, but there wasn't a lot of substance that you would expect at that point in the campaign. So ultimately, it came down to a situation where, like Donald Trump's policies or not, you knew at least where he stood. And that was ultimately what guided my decision to vote for him for president.
Understood. So now we are 1 month and a few days into his second term. The big news today these 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada, an additional 10% on Chinese products, taking that up to roughly 20%. I do wonder how you feel that might impact the economy. A lot of folks out there think it could be inflationary and send prices even higher.
It certainly could. And I think that there's an important element to this too, that this gets neglected, which is the fact that tariffs are designed to keep American jobs here in the United States. I really think that, yeah, there's going to be some cost things, and that certainly does concern me a little bit. But conversely, the fact that there are Americans who are getting well-paying jobs, that's in theory what these tariffs seem to be designed to do. And I think that that's ultimately what's going to wind up helping to propel our economy, is to make sure. I mean, look at Apple just the other day committing to build a factory here in the United States. That matters. Those are the kinds of things that matter when manufacturing jobs, when other jobs that could be outsourced ultimately wind up coming here to the United States and staying here in the United States. It's going to impact us in the long run. So there might be some pain at the checkout counter. There might be some of that, and certainly I understand that, and I feel that myself too. But if you look at it in the long game, that can be where I think is probably a little bit more helpful.
Joe, we very much appreciate you sharing your point of view with us. We're excited to watch the speech with you. Again, it kicks off in roughly 20 minutes or so, and things are set to get underway here. So we're going to go ahead and take a seat. Thank you so much for joining us, and stay tuned to CNN.
take it out.
I'd save it for
Thank you. Thanks, man. What's up, man? How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, how you doing? You having fun yet? The freshman class here. What's up, man? How you doing? Doing well. Good. I saw your wife the other day. She was in the White House. Good. Keep it fun. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. Good to see you. I'm going this way. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'll just sit over here. That's fine, man. How are you? Good to see you. Good luck tonight. This will be awesome. Appreciate it for the most president. Hey, so good to see you. Oh, absolutely. So, how about you? I'm having a good time. I have an easier job. How's your wife doing? She's having fun. She's a champion. Good. Yeah. All right, absolutely. Let's do that. I'm going to take you the other way. Is that right? Stand here by me. All right. I'll keep you company. We're in the right spot. I think actually that's the only I think it probably got people out of the line. We're going to wear the same time. Well, we could have coordinated, I guess, but man, this is, I got to be honest with you. By the way, I think the speech is going to be great, but I don't know how you do this for 90 minutes.
The hardest thing was doing it during Biden, when the speech was a stupid campaign speech. And I would just let you know about it.
Hi, Tyler. Hey, Ashley, Moody, good to see you.
session will come to order. The chair appoints as members of the committee on the part of the House to escort the President of the United States into the chamber the following: the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Scalise; the gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. Emmer; the gentlewoman from Michigan, Mrs. McClain; the gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Hudson; the gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Reschenthaler; the gentleman from Utah, Mr. Moore; the gentlewoman from Indiana, Mrs. Houchin; the gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Hearn; the gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries; the gentlewoman from Massachusetts, Ms. Clark; the gentleman from California, Mr. Aguilar; the gentleman from California, Mr. Liu; the gentleman from Colorado, Mr. Neguse; the gentlewoman from Washington, Ms. Delbene; the gentlewoman from Michigan, Mrs. Dingell.
The President of the Senate, at the direction of that body, appoints the following senators as members of the committee on the part of the Senate to escort the President of the United States into the House chamber: the Senator from South Dakota, Mr. Thune; the Senator from Wyoming, Mr. Barrasso; the Senator from Arkansas, Mr. Cotton; the Senator from Oklahoma, Mr. Lankford; the Senator from West Virginia, Mrs. Capito; the Senator from South Carolina, Mr. Scott; the Senator from New York, Mr. Schumer; the Senator from Illinois, Mr. Durbin; the Senator from Minnesota, Ms. Klobuchar; the Senator from New Jersey, Mr. Booker; the Senator from Wisconsin, Ms. Baldwin.
The members of the escort committee will exit the chamber through the lobby doors.
Mr. Speaker, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps.
And of course, we are just minutes away from President Trump's first address to a joint session of Congress in his second term. And boy, things are so different. We are here at the White House. And of course, President Trump has made his way. He'll be going into the House chamber shortly, joined by First Lady Melania Trump and Elon Musk. He'll be sitting in the First Lady's box. He's in a suit and tie tonight. Certainly much different than he normally has been in the Oval Office and as well as the cabinet room. But it certainly signifies what a top advisor he is, a senior advisor, among all others. And the Trump family, of course, has been in the box as well. But I am struck by, for every time President Trump has made these addresses, 4 of them during his first term in office, this is different in every way. And here's why. He is the first Republican president in 2 decades to have a popular vote behind him. He's in control. His party's in control of the House and the Senate and the Supreme Court. A conservative majority. He has appointed 3 justices on that court. An open question is, will he appoint others during this term? And so much of what he is doing in these first 43 days and beyond is testing executive authority, testing the power of the presidency. And many of those questions will obviously be answered ultimately by the Supreme Court. But as President Trump is beginning to walk in, this is going to be a key moment for him. There's no doubt. But there's also so much riding on his policies, on tariffs, on food prices. And the excerpts we're getting, so striking. President Trump is blaming President Biden for several things, the high price of eggs and other matters. So it is an open question how long he will be able to keep blaming his predecessor. Where does the buck stop? But there is no doubt that a sense of confidence, a sense of assurance is
in the mind and in the steps of this president, certainly this Republican Party. The question here, of course, is this at a turning point with Russia, with the trade war that is going on? So as we watch this speech tonight, I'm more interested in how Democrats respond and if they can start rebuilding their party.
I only said 2.
Speaker, the President's Cabinet.
That's true. I should have done better. I should have done way
Secretary, can't wait to connect with you. We have so much more stuff. Yes. Exactly.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a great honor. Thank you very much. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States, members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back. 6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started. I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes. We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country. And won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever. Small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session. Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber. Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you. Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record, to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it. In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many. And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever. They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month, and virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way. So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation. Let's work together and let's truly make America great again. Every day my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid. I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization. And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council. We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less